Hello and welcome to Musicians Edition. I'm Evan, the resident piano instructor. Today we're going to be talking about key signatures on the piano. So let's do this. What is a key signature? It is going to be that thing right there. It's squished right between the clef and the numbers of the time signature. And this is going to tell us what notes we're going to play in a song, whether it's going to be a natural, sharp, or a flat for each of the 7 white keys on the piano. For example, an A on the staff could be read as an A natural, the white key of A, or A flat or A sharp. Likewise for all the white keys. A key signature tells us which version of each key we're going to play throughout a song. And key signatures will be blank for all naturals or have some sharps or some flats, but there will never be both together. There is a symbol for natural, and that looks like this. But in the key signature, we just assume a note is a natural and we use sharp or flat to indicate otherwise. So the key signature for C major, which is all white keys, is just going to be blank. There's nothing there. As we read throughout the piece, we assume everything we are playing is a white key unless there's something there to tell us otherwise. And that thing is called an accidental. An accidental will be a little sharp, flat, or natural symbol next to the note as it's written on the sheet. An accidental tells us when to play a note that's outside of that song's key signature. So an accidental will apply to that note it's right next to, as well as all the remaining notes just within that measure. When we see a bar line, that means it resets back to the key signature. Let's look at what a key signature with sharps might look like. Here's one with 3 sharps. To figure out what to play, we could do 2 things. We could use our music reading skills to identify them. For example, this is the treble clef. I can count F, C, and one above F is G there. So the key signature is F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. Meaning every F, C, and G that I read on the staff, I'm going to play as a sharp. All the remaining notes, I'll play as the white notes. And I can do the same thing with the bass clef here just to verify. The key signature for treble is always the same as the bass. I can count the F sharp, C sharp, then G sharp there too. I mentioned a second way to count the key signature. We do have an acronym for it because the number of sharps or flats on the key signature alone can tell us which sharps or flats we're going to play. We don't have to read the placement of them, just the number by itself will tell us which ones it'll be. If there is 1 sharp on the sheet, it's going to be always an F sharp. So 1 sharp is always F, and from there we can go C, G, D, A, E, then B. And together the acronym is Father Charles Goes Down and Ends Battle. When reading a key signature with sharps, count the amount and use that acronym to figure out how many there are. So in the example with 3 sharps, we can say Father Charles Goes, that's the first 3, meaning we're going to play F, C, and G. What applied to the sharps is the same for the flats as well. We can read the placement of the flats on the sheet to identify the flats in the key signature, or you can use an acronym. The acronym for this one is just going to be reversed from the sharp one. It is going to be Battle Ends and Down Goes Charles' Father. Meaning if there's 1 flat on the sheet, it is always going to be B. After that it's E, A, D, G, C, then finally F. So if we look at that example of a key signature with 4 flats, we can say battle, ends, and down. That's 4, so we're going to play B, E, A, and D flats. All right, we have made it through the knowledge portion of this key signatures lesson. Let's go ahead and do some exercises to just help this make a bit more sense for us. So this first one here, we're going to start off as basic as we can. If you're looking for the key signature and don't see it, that's because this one is just going to be all the white keys. Again, if we don't see anything there between the clef and the time signature, which is 4/4 here, we assume we're just playing all white keys. All right, so for this one, if you're familiar with naming the notes, you can see that first one's going to be a C, and then we just go B, A, B. Measure 2, we play C, and now we have that little flat symbol next to that second note telling us we're going to play B flat, and then A, And then we're back to B. There's nothing next to it here. But remember, if we have a accidental within that same measure, it's going to apply to this one as well too. So this one is actually going to be C, B flat, A, and B flat again. All right, and now we have a bar line, meaning that it resets back to the key signature. So this one we play C, we see another B on there, we're going to play it as B natural, which is the white key of B. We play A, and then we finish on C. All right, I'm going to put a different version up here just to kind of show you exactly what we're doing with that B. So in this one, you can see we have that second measure, C, B flat, A, and I put an extra flat there just to show you that that is still the flat. And then for that third measure, we have C, the B natural, that's that natural symbol next to the B. So C, B natural, A, C. Some people who are writing that music out for you will make it easier and put in those extra accidentals like I did in this second one. Other times you might not see those, so just do keep in mind accidentals apply for the remainder of that measure. When we do see that bar line, then it resets back to the original key signature, which in this case was all white keys. All right, let's go to a different one. So in this one here, you can see we have two sharps for our key signature. Again, there was two ways that we could figure out which one this was. If we use just our music reading skills, we can see we have that top line, which is going to be an F sharp, and then the third space, which is a C. So it's F and C. We can verify that by doing our acronym for the sharps. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. There's two sharps, so we do Father Charles. F and C. Both ways we got it the same. All right, so the first note I'm playing here is an F sharp. Okay, and we're going to work our way down. So the sharp is not next to this specific note, but we see it in our key signature, so we know we're going to play this as a sharp. F sharp. Next note is E, D. Next one is C. Remember, we're going to play it as C sharp because of our key signature. And then B, A, G. And this last one is still F sharp. In the key signature, it didn't put the sharp on this specific space of the treble clef, but it would just be redundant to do so. We assume every F that we play, whether it's on the bass or treble clef, wherever it is going to be an F sharp. So again, the first two measures, we have F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A, G, and F sharp. Okay, measure 3, we have a natural symbol next to that F, which means we're going to play the white key of F. Then I'm going to play G. And this second F doesn't have anything next to it, but we're within that same measure, so I'm going to assume this is another F natural. And then I finish off on C sharp right there. And for this very last measure, I'm all the way at that high F. We had that bar line. I'm back to my key signature, so that is an F sharp that I finish on. So everything together for this little exercise here, starting from that first measure, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, F, G, F, C sharp, and high F sharp. Okay, that's that one. One more exercise for this. Let's look at some flats. All right, looking at some flats, and I'll just go ahead and put this one on the bass clef for the left hand just so we can get some practice playing it. So for this one, we have 4 flats. And again, there's 2 different ways we can count it. I'm going to use that acronym for this one because it's easier for me to do it that way. So for the flats, we just flipped that sharp acronym around. We have battle, ends, and down goes Charles' father. So I want the first 4. Battle, ends, and down. B, E, A, D flats. And so I'm going to put a picture up just to show you how that is going to look. We're playing C as natural, D and E flats, F and G natural, A and B flats. And we do have a lot of black keys, I like to just start off by playing out, getting a feel for what that key signature is going to be. So I'm just going to play that out here. C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. Okay, helps me get a better idea of what's in store here. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We are on the bass clef. So I am reading that first note as an A. And again, we have A included in our flats key signature, so I'm going to play A flat. Next is B, which I'm going to play as B flat. C, which is a natural white key. D flat, E flat, F, G, and finishing on A flat at the end of that second measure. That's just everything played out one after another. Again, from the beginning, we had A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, and A flat. Okay, let's do these next two measures just to practice with reading some more accidentals. So these ones we're going to have an E, which again is E flat. Next one we have a G, but it's got a flat symbol next to it. So right there we're going to play G flat, and then we play E flat once more, and now we have a natural symbol next to that G, so we're back to G regular. So this third measure of this is E flat, G flat, E flat, G. And that very last note we finish on is an A flat, right there. So those last two measures, E flat, G flat, E flat, G, A flat. And that's key signatures, guys. Hope that helps it make some sense. Thank you for tuning into this piano lesson on key signatures. You are now good to go and seek out sheet music for anything you might want to learn on the piano. Be sure to practice playing in that key signature so you're playing it the correct way. Play out the scale ahead of time as a way to just kind of help you get a feel for what that key signature is going to be like. After that, have fun playing, and I'll see you next time.